Throughout the Amanda game and its previous demos, we were originally led to believe the idea that Amanda is the antagonist, the leading character of the game and the cursed show. Amanda is seen transform into her counterpart, a demonic being with sharp, fang-like teeth. It's only till the full release that we learn Amanda is just another victim who had been forced and experimented on to become this hostile, impulsive character, who is volatile and can in any instant transform into a monster, fully capable of entering the attic and ending the protagonist of the game, Riley.
I can't mail that to my friend. I want the cookies! Don't do that! Don't want to go there. I said I don't want to go in there! No! Why is this happening? No! Why can't I stop it?
This isn't the candy store.
There is nothing here that I want.
Maybe you can take us someplace else?
I want to get my friend a special treat. I want to get my friend a special treat. Let me out of here!
It is in the full release we learn Amanda as the representation of a real girl by the name of Rebecca Colton, who was an adopted child by no other than the creator of the show, Sam Colton. Sam Colton gets approached by a production company who promises Sam with higher production value with a seemingly unlimited budget, transforming the show into a cartoon with frequent episodes. This company is called Hamln, who are revealed to be the real antagonists who experimented on Rebecca and made her become her cartoony counterpart, Amanda, who has impulsive tendencies, transforming into a demonic being when losing control and becoming angry or sad. Now, who could this hostile entity be and what's its significance to the point a reputable, powerful organization such as Hamlin would go so far, making Sam vanish and experimenting on Rebecca to bring this being into this world, potentially risking their reputation? Thanks to several comments and a very detailed email I received, we have a pretty good idea who this entity could potentially be. It all connects to a secret VHS tape we find by a secretly handheld recording exposing the ulterior motive of Hamlin. This video being recorded in the recording studio of Hamlin reveals the starting point of Rebecca being conditioned and prepared to be possessed by a demonic being.
Let's move on to the next one.
Bael. 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 Paimon. 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 Balam. Balam.
What is this?
Thanks to the comments, we learn the peculiar words Rebecca was forced to recite were demonic names having real connection to real biblical references. To top it up, Rebecca mentions she hears voices and whispers through her headphones, which are solely meant for recording and monitoring one's voice, with no one being able to communicate with the listener through them. Therefore, this terrifies Sam, who was accompanying Rebecca at the time, saying it's impossible for anyone to be on the other end. Rebecca clearly is uncomfortable with Sam taking her out for a walk and to get her away from the pressing Hamlin, which ends up with Sam vanishing, most likely getting murdered by Hamlin, so they can easily, with no restriction, conduct their demonic rituals. Now, let's get back to the names Rebecca recited. The first one is Bael. Altering the pronunciation a little, we notice this stands for Bael. Bael, not to be confused with Baal, which at times have been interchangeable, is the principal king of hell. The conjurer or the person who summons this demon seems to be able to benefit from the power of invisibility, hence it could give reason to the motivation behind summoning such demon to the conjurer, which in this case could be Hamlin. Bael was amongst the order of high angels that joined the ranks of Lucifer during the war in heaven, which ends up, spoiler alert, with God and his angels obviously winning. Bael, alongside his colleagues who rebelled against God, get cast down to a place which will become the established hell. Bael goes on to become an established ruler of hell, having legions of demons under his command, until another demon by the name of Belial takes over the rule. Bael many times has been mixed up with Baal, with many arguing that they could even be the same entity. Baal is referred to as Lord, being the god of Canaanites. Its powers, apart from invisibility, includes popularity and teaching sciences, which personally doesn't sound too bad. But of course, back in the day, science was seen as an evil force. The story of Bael, or also referred to as Baal at times, possibly even mixed up, goes into much more depth, but we'll leave it right here, knowing the conjurer can obtain invisibility and possibly advance knowledge of sciences and gain popularity or even garner favor in people, which all seem like perks for a greedy organization like Hamlin, as they could gain favor and popularity for getting more investors or more fans and customers. They could get invisibility to hide away when things hit the fan and learn advanced sciences beyond this time period and era, which could help them earn even more money and become more powerful. Now the second demon they forced poor Rebecca call to is a demon known as Paimon, hence she is pressured to say Paimon. Paimon is a powerful demon similar to Bael, who has legions of demons under his command. Paimon is said to be able to grant his worshippers or people who call to him, in order to bring him to the mortal world, the ability to learn secrets and knowledge far from the grasp of humanity, and also reveal hidden treasures. Some powers of Paimon include reanimating the dead for a few years, flight, knowledge of past and future, making spirits appear, clearing up doubts, breathing underwater, and making anything appear out of thin air. Therefore, unveiling hidden treasures and granting someone knowledge beyond any human grasp as a good enough reason for the corrupt and evil Hamlin to be motivated to summon this demon and achieve their sinister goals, all in the expense of innocent children who seem to be the required collateral or sacrifice in this exchange. Hamlin is shown the length they would go, cursing and releasing a plague on humanity to achieve their mortal desires, effectively selling their soul. Finally, the last demon we hear being called is Balam, or how Rebecca calls it, Balam. Balam, similarly to the other demonic beings, was a king of hell, having legions of demons he commanded. Balam is said to be interested in the mortal world and humans, and specifically interested in the children picture books and cute things. Well, that makes the demonic entity summoned sound closer to Balam than the other two demons. Maybe what Hamlin tried to do was to give it a shot in the dark, call as many demons as they can for one to pick up on it and grant them their wishes. Additionally, he's able of shape-shifting, seeing through future and past, and get this, he sees through the fourth dimension, which means our entity in question could very likely be this demon. This demon is interested in children matters. He sees through fourth dimension, which could encompass the digital realm Amanda is in, and he is capable of shapeshifting. To even add more to this list, he's able to possess people and is often called in exorcisms. To even make it more likely this demon is our entity in question, he's able to use his dark demonic abilities to manipulate reality or manifest any sort of object, and even conform any human into objects or torment them any way he sees fit. This could explain how the attic could change and alter all the time, which is one of Balam's abilities to alter and manipulate reality. This also confirms how this entity was able to transform the children and the victims into inanimate objects such as meat items, houses, trees, and more. Something we see in the game with Riley turning into a meat item in the butcher shop. Balam is also said to have the powers of the Master Sorceress, which enables it to do all sorts of magic, including the ability to produce thunder or manipulate the weather. Something we see in the game, with the weather from a dark rainy night turning into a bright sunny day. And that's only after Amanda trusts Riley and takes control, not losing her mind or control to the entity, or otherwise as we know now, Balam. Balam, or this entity, seems to have promised his conjurer, the Hamlin, the riches of the world and knowledge of future and past. In exchange, he demands to be freed, requiring a soul or a sacrifice every year in order to achieve that goal. Therefore, the monstrous entity in Amanda the Adventurer seems to be Balam, one of the called upon demons by the Hamlin, who eventually answered, possessing the body of Rebecca and creating a fourth dimension and imaginary world, making the cartoon world of Amanda come to reality. However, it seems for Balam, or the entity, to be fully free and access the mortal world with no restrictions. He needs more souls to consume or trap in this cartoon world, which explains why the children disappear and transform into inanimate objects. He was even able of turning Rebecca into the cartoon character she voices, Amanda. It's even possible Balam killed Sam, as he has the abilities to easily kill anyone in variety of hellish ways. As we can see from the last TV scene, Rebecca is stuck and suffering every day as if she is trapped in a hellish place set by this demon. And of course, she's possessed, losing control to this entity when she gets sad or angry, with the only way possible trusting a capable and trustworthy person like Riley to free her, which they try to do by breaking the TV with a brick and possibly in the sequel or the DLC, going to find Rebecca and exorcising her. Balam is also capable of shape-shifting, making him look like the demonic being we see. He is also interested in children books and cartoons, hence explaining why he chose to manifest the cartoon world and inhabit it until it is free. The attic being manipulated and the weather changing are all part of Balam abilities as well, and finally, in exchange for being offered soul sacrifices of children and his freedom, he provides Hamlin with riches. This clearly displays Hamlin's motivations of acquiring the rights to Sam's show to turn it into a cartoon, as it would attract a lot of children tuning in, and as we know, it started encouraging children to do certain things such as not listening to their parents and even, perhaps, performing the rituals and reciting the words to let Balam possess them and take them. This would make it ideal and very convenient for Hamlin to complete their side of deal and get the riches from Balam. With all of this, keep in mind this is just my theory with the help of comments and emails pointing out that the names Rebecca recited were of Balam, Paimon, and Bael. So this is by no means canon. But nonetheless, Balam seems to fit the bill, sharing so many abilities and powers of our entity in question. Alright folks, this brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, you can stay tuned for more by hitting on the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you have any theories, make sure to pop them down in the comment section below. It's been your host R. Until the next video, have a fantastic day.